Hello everyone, in this video we are going to continue with the problems under calculation of income statement as per schedule 3 of Companies Act 2013. So in previous videos we learned basic meaning of what do you mean by financial statement, why it is required, and how to identify the expenses or income which we are going to write it in P&L and balance sheet. So in which note we are going to write those things we are detailedly discussed, isn't it? So we have 14 notes as per the schedule 3. It might be increased, or sometimes if there is no requirement means 1 or 2 notes we don't need to write. Okay, so in this video, so I'll solve a very simple and easy problem in order to identify the basic calculation of income statement. Okay, question is, prepare income statement of Srinivas Limited for the year end for the period 31st March 2020 from the following informations. So very less and few information they have given. Revenue from sales 8,78,240, cost of goods sold 5,97,400, and these two, see here, revenue from sales they have given, not revenue from operations. Revenue from sales is different, revenue from operations is different. Revenue from operations means we are going to write the gross profit details. Okay, in previous video we have discussed about the revenue from sales. Revenue from sales nothing but net sales of the company. Okay, whereas revenue from operations in the sense the gross profit of the particular company. Okay, if they have not given any gross profits or any cost of goods sold information means we can consider revenue from sales as revenue from operations. In case if they have given direct gross profit or a cost of goods sold like this means we can calculate revenue from operations. Okay, see one thing, revenue from sales is different and revenue from operations is different. Okay, revenue from sales nothing but net sales of the company, got it? Revenue from operations nothing but a gross profit we can call it as, or sales minus cost of goods sold, nothing but both are same. Okay, fine. So in case in question revenue from sales and cost of goods sold they have given means in order to identify this revenue from operations we have to deduct these values. Okay, next they have given operating expenses. These operating expenses will be comes under the expenses heading of your income statement. Here selling expenses we don't have a separate heading, isn't it? So we are going to take this in note 14, that is other expenses, under we are going to write this. Okay, administrative expenses is also written under note 14, other expenses. Interest expenses, interest on debentures, interest on bonds, any interest related they have given in expenses side means we have to write it in finance cost, that is note 12, finance cost. Okay, so tax burden, after calculating all those things we are going to minus the tax. Okay, so here note 11 and note 13 they have not given, so we can write the answer as nil. Okay, so this is regarding the question. Now we have to prepare an income statement. So we are going to identify the net profit of the company. Okay, so we'll move on to the tabulation. Yes, this is the format. Income statement of Srinivas company. So here you have to write the answers. Okay. Next, as on 31st March 2020, as per Schedule 3 of Companies Act 2013. See here in format we are going to write revenue from operation. Revenue from operations are nothing but sales minus cost of goods sold. Got it? Here what we have written, so sales minus cost of goods sold, so 8,78,240 minus 5,97,400. If you minus it, so the answer will be 2,80,840. Okay, so minus these values, the answer is 2,80,840. 2,80,840. Okay. Other incomes, do we have any incomes like rent received, discount received, anything? No, we don't have anything, so we can write it as nil. So total revenue, that is total A, is 2,80,840, and this is the subtotal A. Next, we comes under expenses. Cost of materials consumed, they have not given. Purchase of materials consumed also they have not given. They have given the cost of goods sold value, not the materials or raw materials consumed value. They have not given. So change in inventory means opening stock minus closing stock. In question, we don't have any information regarding opening and closing stock, so we can write it as nil. Employee benefit expenses, we don't have any value, so no need to calculate. So this employee benefit expenses, this is the another sheet where we'll separately calculate the notes. Here the employee benefit expenses are considered as nil because no value they have given. Okay. Next, finance cost they have given. Yes, you have to write 2 times in working note also as well as in the format. In note, particular amount you have to write interest, what they have given in the question, interest expenses they have given. Same way you have to write interest expenses. The amount is 9,400 and total will be the same 9,400. Here you can write finance cost 9,400. So depreciation and amortization they have not given. Next, other expenses. Here we have 2 other expenses. One is selling, another one is administration expenses, isn't it? So we have to write these both values in the notes. Okay, so 1,04,600. I'll move on to note. So here depreciation is also nil. Okay, write the note number depreciation and amortization, note 13, then put a hyphen in your examination, mention it as nil. Okay, it takes 1 minute maximum, so write it and give nil because we have shown note 13, so value we have to show it as nil. Okay, next, in other expenses, first we'll write selling expenses. Selling expenses they have given 1,04,600. Next, administration expenses. Here I am writing admin expenses. In your exam, kindly write it in full form. Okay, 49,000 49,400. If you minus selling expenses and if you add both selling and administration expenses, we'll be getting 1,54,000 as the value. So in note 14 we have to write this value. Okay, so note 14, 1,54,000. Okay, in total expenses, in subtotal B we have to add this two values. So if you add 1,54,000 plus 99,400, the answer will be 1,63,400. So this is subtotal B and this is A. Okay, so next, profit before tax is A minus B. A minus B means this total revenue minus and total expenses. So if you minus 2,80,840 minus 1,63,400, your profit before tax will be 1,17,440. Okay, next, less tax burden. In question they have given tax burden they have given. We have to reduce tax, that is, okay, tax I will write it in red color. So 52,000. Okay, so if you minus this, the net profit for the company is 65,440 is the answer. Net profit, that is profit after tax, is 65,440. Very simple. One thing, we have to clearly understand the question. We have to identify the expenses and income under which heading we are going to write. If you know that particular part and if you know to analyze, that means if you know to understand the concept, means writing in a orderly manner will be a easy part, isn't it? So what we'll do, after calculating the net profit, we'll solve the balance sheet and the remaining part of the problem. Okay, but in this question they have asked only the income statement. So our income statement is being prepared and our net profit is 65,440. Okay, so this is how actually the preparation of income statement and balance sheet will be going on. Okay, so without any adjustment we have solved this, and one more problem I will be solving on income statement, and further videos will directly move on to the lengthy problems that is along with income statement and the balance sheet of a particular company, along with few adjustment. Beginning will solve with easy and later will end up in difficult questions. If you have any doubts, kindly comment in the comment section. I'll try to solve your doubts. Okay, thank you for